Good evening. Welcome to my end of the week recap here for Apple and plan ahead for Monday and Tuesday of next week. We've now had a very steep, sharp pullback here in Apple. Came down, found what looks like it could be another support setting up here in the 200 SMA on the daily time frame. Now, real quick, I'm going to go over the few trades I did take here on Friday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Did nothing. Um, First of all, on the initial breakdown below the second 5-minute candle, I accidentally got in some 167.5 calls here and at 215 and out at $2. So my mistake. I'm just so used to buying calls. That's what I had on my screen and was in and out for a small little loss. Anyways, next trade I did take was the 16th February 160 puts right here on this break below this red candle. Looked like the 8 EMA here was pushing it down. Had a nice slope into it and it was below the VWAP. Initial stop loss was above VWAP, but once it broke above, I did tighten up my stop a little bit too much and trailed me out there between 177 and 180 for a small little loss. Once there was a clear cut pattern here developing, I got in the weekly 162.5 puts at 63. Took a couple out here at 105 and the remainder down here between 165 and 160 on a couple of fills. Later on, there was a retest of this flag. Showed at least a good opportunity to go ahead and take another trade. Got in the same puts at 73 cents. Took half off here at 87. The other half went down here at 150. Overall, decent trades there. Could have held a little bit longer as these did actually close or push all the way down to $2 a contract. So left some on the table, but overall decent trades there to make up for what a crappy week in Apple. Now over here on the daily time frame is a very big, very bearish bear flag with a measured move potentially down here to around 154. Now it's not too much further below where it's at, so it is potentially possible that it comes down to there, and I will remain bearish as long as Apple is in this downtrend. We'll probably put in a couple little bit of choppy highs here, maybe up to a couple of these levels here. I will go to my 30-minute time frame now and look at the plan for Monday. I have the colored lines here that coincide with the significant moving averages for my purposes. Now, real quick, since price action is close to this 200 SMA, could possibly expect at least somewhat of a gap up inside day here for Apple on Monday. If that is the case, a couple levels I'm looking at. Gap up into this retest of 164.70, which on the monthly time frame real quick is the low of January. January's candlestick was a very bearish candle, almost an inverted head, or excuse me, an inverted hammer candle, and a break below that is simply a technical trigger for bears to go ahead and short versus the high of the current candle. So overall, there's a nice risk reward for a potential move down. It's already at the 8 EMA on the monthly time frame. Could potentially come down to the next level of support here on the monthly time frame, which is about 145-ish. You can see where there was a previous high, chopped around a little bit, came down. That's probably where it's going to be heading. Not necessarily very fast, but if it does, it'll still give some nice opportunities to trade from the bear side. If price action does run up through that 164.70 area, I will look for a resistance entry at the 8 EMA, which is 168, or the 21 EMA, which is 171 and a quarter. Just above that is also the 50 SMA, which is 172 and a half. These are the puts I'm going to be looking at on those specific levels. I'll also be looking for a continuation breakdown here below the 200 SMA if it does get to that level and market makers start absorbing the buyers through here and triggering their stops for a little bit lower. Overall price target is going to be around this 154 area if it does continue lower. So this will be my trade plan for Monday. We'll see what happens. Have a good weekend and good luck.